some are saying that, you know, and I'm sure that you've seen the posts going around via email and WhatsApp and all social medias that on the 7th of July we're going to have what they call a blackout. This lady should be able to give us a lot more information about that on the 7th of July. So let's go over to her and hear what she has to say and explain to us. Let's hope this one does play. All right. If not, I'll just have to explain it further to you. I'm not getting her sound. Okay, well, it would appear that for some odd reason, none of the songs, sounds, or anything seems to be playing for some reason. I don't know why that is, because you clearly heard the signing in tune, so I'm not quite sure what's going on there. But what is proposed, and for those of you who haven't heard yet, is that on the 7th of July, we're going to be doing a blackout, yeah? And what we're going to be doing is we're not going to be spending any money with any organization anywhere globally that isn't black. Yes? And we're not just talking about black shop fronts, we're talking about black owned. All right? So you need to make sure that you know that the shop is black owned. We have an organization called Money Mob, and I'd like to big up Money Mob at this time. They have a list of all the organizations, a lot of organizations that are black owned, so that we can go down and support these groups. If you want to make it longer and before, which we should have been doing from time before the 7th of July, you can do so. Many of us have already started. We need to make sure that we have our economic base tightened more than what we have. We see so often that people are disrespected in these black shops, and people are treated very badly in these black shops. Hence, we could say why we've ended up with the situation of George Floyd, because that all started off with a shop, yeah, stating that he had a fake $20 bill, and it wasn't even fake. So these are some of the things that we can maybe look at. What are we going to do long term? And I want to big up Sister Jackie, who was saying that we don't just need to shop for one day away from non-black organizations. We should have a global, sustained economic sanctions. That means it's going to be a way of life. Okay, these are some of the things we need to be gearing our children for, gearing our young people, gearing ourselves, and gearing our elders for. Economic, global, sustained economic sanctions on any organization that is not of African origin. Yeah. So these are some of the things that I'm going to be sharing with you, talking about today, and also hoping that one and all would come along and join in with this. Yeah. Yeah. So these are some of the things that we're going to be doing. I did have quite a few things lined up for you today, but it's a shame that I don't know what's happening with sound. But let's try this. We're going to keep trying various different things, and hopefully something might just decide to pop up and play. Words. All these things did play before before I came out, so I really find it difficult to find out what is going on now.
Are you tired of racism? We are not our ancestors, and racism will not continue in the United States because we have the power to control that. We control $3.9 trillion in the U.S. economy. July 7th, please stand with us. Do not spend a dime. July 7th will be called Blackout Day. If you're tired of black men being hunted down, killed, and killed by the police, do not spend a dollar in the United States economy July 7th, 2020. That's the only way we can flex our power, and that's the only way the United States will care and change its ways. So if you stand against racism, July 7th, 2020, please don't spend a dollar with the United States economy.
All right. Hi, people.
Are you tired of racism? We are not our ancestors, and racism will not continue in the United States because we have the power to control that. We control $3.9 trillion in the U.S. economy. July 7th, please stand with us. Do not spend a dime. July 7th will be called Blackout Day. If you're tired of black men being hunted down, killed, and killed by the police, do not spend a dollar in the United States economy July 7th, 2020. That's the only way we can flex our power, and that's the only way the United States will care and change its ways. So if you stand against racism, July 7th, 2020, please don't spend a dollar with the United States economy.
Hey, what's going on, y'all? I'm not gonna be on here too long. I'm just raw, excuse me, just in my element. Like, this is something I've been wrestling with since last night. Just figuring out, like in the words of Dr. King, where do we go from here? Where do we go from here? Where do we go after countless decades and centuries of oppression, of being killed, of being lynched, of being burned alive, of seeing our mothers and our daughters raped, of seeing our men killed, our men emasculated in front of the mothers and the children to put fear in them, years of being beaten, legislation passed, persecuted just for how we look. Where do we go from here? Where do we go from here? How long will we keep marching on the streets? How long will we keep sharing the photos and the hashtags? And we have NAACP, they put out these weak calls to action. We got Jesse Jackson and we got Al Sharpton. We have all these pseudo leaders who get up and say things. When will we actually formulate together like our ancestors did? When will we capture the power like in Montgomery, Alabama, when not one single black person rode a bus? If you were black, you were walking or you were carpooling with somebody else black. They created the first Uber system. And they said, we won't ride the bus till we get equality. The only way as a people that we will get any change is if we unite solidarity with the dollar. I guarantee you, if for one day in America, not one black person spent $1, not online, not on Amazon, no fast food places, no restaurants, no stores, if for one day, July 7, 2020, we got 60 days, today, right now marks 60 days exactly that we have for you guys to spread this message. Share it, please. Comment, share it, like it, share it to anybody. Send it in the messages, send it in the DMs for 60 days. If we share this message, share it on Instagram, share it on YouTube, share it on Facebook. If we get enough black people, all black people, if we can unite like they did in Montgomery, Alabama, where not one single black person rode a bus. is what caused the civil rights legislation to come, because they touched them pockets. Because they said, we're not spending our money in your system no more until we get change. If we could do it for one day, it would shut the whole system down. Not one black person spent $1, I guarantee you we'll get change. Because the only way we're going to get change is when they fear hurting us like we fear hurting them. We've been programmed so much, we not dare say nothing against a white person or do some harm to against a white person. We up at work trying to shuck and jive and not be looked at as the angry black man or the angry black woman. We up at work tiptoeing around. We don't want to say nothing disrespectful. And when they fear hurting us, let me get off this Wi-Fi. When they fear hurting us, like we fear hurting them, that's the only way we'll get change. And the way we'll get change like that is if we unite with the dollar. And then we gotta have such unity that if one black person, we gotta be able to say, if right now in Killeen, Texas, we get a call that a black man is being persecuted, everybody pull up. Leave your job, leave wherever you at, because if they can't fire all of us, because we're all unite. If they fire all the black people, guess what? All the black people, we're going to get together and figure out how we're going to get this money. Try it. We got to put a call to action in every city that if one black person, one black woman, everybody put a call, anybody that's right now, pull up. I guarantee you they won't mess with one black man if they know in a matter of 5 minutes, 100 is pulling up to the location. Every time. When we gonna have real action like that, we can march all we want, we can riot all we want, we can hashtag all we want, but we gotta get together. July 7, 2020, Blackout Day. Not one black dollar will be spent in the economy. And then we'll see what happens after that. Because once we can do it for one day, keep playing with us. Keep playing with us. I'm in Killeen, Texas. If you see this message and you are in Killeen, Texas, I want to invite you to comment, message me your phone number, your email, whatever, so we can have a blackout call. We can have a blackout call. We can start a group, whatever. We can have it. There's too many apps. We got WhatsApp. We got GroupMe. All the men in Killeen, Texas, comment right here, your phone number, or send me a message. We're going to start a blackout message group. We're going to get all the men in Killeen, Texas, all the black men in Killeen, Texas comment, and if we hear on the line, if we hear anything's going down, any foolery, any tomfoolery, we got to get back to like moving how the Panthers used to move. We pulling up. We're going to police the police. That's our right as citizens. We're going to police the police. And we're going to police our own hoods. Mess with one of us. We pulling up. Blackout Day, July 7, 2020. Please share this message. It needs to go global. Imagine if imagine if we got this to go around the whole world for one day. Not one person, not one black person in the whole world spent $1. Do you know how that would touch just one day? Black people as America, we spend $1 trillion in this economy every year. $1 trillion. We are a nation of people within this nation. We keep it going. It was built on the backs of our ancestors, on the backs of our sweat and blood and tears. And it's still being built on our backs. They don't care about us. Blackout Day, July 7, 2020.
Do you know what, yeah? I've got this feeling, yeah, in my belly. And it's just making me happy, and I need to share it with you, yeah, because I honestly believe that the 7th of July is going to be, it's going to be coming like the 4th of July. You see how the 4th of July is massive in America and they celebrate it like no other day? It's so massive to them. You see, the 7th of July is going to be universal, yeah, because the 4th of July is American independence. But you see, the 7th of July, it's going to be Black People Independence Day. Oh my gosh. Yeah, on that day, All we have to do, it's not much. It's not much. Is not spend a penny. Please listen, babe, bruv. just don't. Just for that one day. I know you want to go out and get them rims because you've been waiting for them. But listen, you've been locked down. You've been locked down for all these months. So you've been able to do without it for that long. You understand? So I'm not saying you can't go out and spend a penny between now and then. Spend whatever you like. But you see that day, please, just don't. Don't spend a penny unless it's in a black-owned business. Just don't. Sis, I know you need them lashes. I know you're going out. I know it's imperative. But please, forward thinking, try and buy them before. You understand? But please, on that day, do not spend your money unless it's in a black-owned business. Please. Listen, fill up your tank the day before. Do not buy your petrol. Do not spend your money that day unless it's in a black-owned business. Don't do it. Even if you run out of cigarettes, beg a friend, beg anybody. Do not listen. Do not spend don't go on Amazon. Nothing. Do not spend a penny unless it's in a black-owned business. And my God, do you know the difference that we will make? Just that one day. And do you know what? We invented social media, you know. We invented it. Yeah? And I'm talking about real social media when we talked about stuff. Yeah? So talk about this. Don't just share the video. Talk about it. Talk about it with your mum, your dad, your kids. Talk about it. Tell them on the 7th of July we're not going to spend any money unless it is in support of a black-owned business. Yeah, let's make a difference. They can't hear our voices. Our voices are not loud enough. But our money is. Yeah, money talks. Trust me, we can do this. Look at the solidarity that we've shown in America over the death of George Floyd. Look at the difference. Yeah, black people and white people are marching side by side. You understand? So this isn't just a message for black people. It's a message for everybody. We've been locked up for how much months? So we're used to not spending money. So one day is not going to make a difference. It's not going to make a difference. Let that day be the day that we change the world. We changed the narrative because we can do it. I'm just saying.
Yes. So there's quite a few reasons that both of these young people, the guy up top and the woman just speaking there, we don't know their names, but they were giving you a good insight as to why you shouldn't be spending money on that day, the blackout day, 7th of July. We also know that the American music industry is going to be supporting this as well. So wherever you are, whatever part of the globe you are on, and especially to those of you in English, Caucasian countries, yeah, you need to exercise this a bit more, yeah. Those of you who are in African countries, it's not easier to spend with your own. But it is easy for us anyway, wherever we are. We just need to know to go and shop with our own. One of the things that the sister said that I'm not too happy with, or I would have not put that bit in, that is when she's saying if you need to go shopping, go the day before. But where though? She should be saying no matter where you go, spend your money with black people, not just for one day, because to be honest with you, one day is a good start, but it won't be that significant if we don't uphold it. And I'll tell you why. In England here, we've done many things. Remember, we boycotted, about 3 years ago, we was boycotting Tesco's and things like that. Then after a while, people forget again. So this is a movement that we need to keep going and keep building on. Now, in saying that, I had a good discussion with a brother today who was talking about when you go into some of the black shops, they don't have exactly the things that you need. Like, for instance, you might go into a shop, you don't have no soap powder to wash your clothes. It don't have toothpaste and various things that you need on a daily basis. These black shops may not have. Hear what? You can go and say to the shop owner, these are some of the items that I'd like you to stock in your shop, because I'll be coming in and my friends will be coming in to purchase these items. Yeah, I have done that with other things that wasn't very important, and they have supplied me. Yeah, they have gone out of their way to get it on their list and supplied me, and other people have also benefited from. So don't see that as a stumbling block, saying that, you know, they may not have what we stock. Ask them. And sometimes you might even have to go with the old packet. You know, when you have an empty packet or whatever, take that empty packet and say, this is the brand, this is the ginger tea, this is the whatever it is that you want or that you need. I buy this powder. Are you able to get this washing up powder for washing soap powder for my clothes? Have a conversation with them. Yeah, have a conversation so that they can help us, because it's a global thing. It's a unity thing. It's a community thing. That sometimes that they might not know that everybody wants this particular brand unless people open up their mouth and say, this is the brand that we prefer. Do you understand? So those are some of the things that Lady Leo's thinking of, that Lady Leo's suggesting that you do. If you can sustain it, sustain it. If you can sustain it, it needs to be sustained. It can't be just one day. One day. Yeah? We should have been doing this from time. And like I said, I am aware that quite a lot of us are doing so. Yeah? But we need to be making sure that each one remind each other that we need to reduce the level of buying with other people who treat us badly in their shops. Yeah. So that's just some of the things that we need to get across to the people as a matter of great urgency. Okay.
I have a question.
Go on then.
Hi, Leo.
Hi.
Well, go on, brethren. Yeah. All right, I got a question, yeah? What about the Indian man shop?
What about them?
Is the Indian man classified as black, considering the Indian man is the supplier of most of our hard food, and the women them who like their weaves, and it's just the Indian man. They got the little market thing. So when you're doing this blackout to whatever day it is, yeah, does this include the Indian shops?
Me personally, I would say no. The reason why I say that is because I do familiarise myself. I do go amongst Indian people, yeah, and when they're ready, they are not black. When they're ready, they want to come and support. So it's you know, when it comes to getting grants, they see themselves. That's why they changed it to ethnic minorities and all these kind of things. You know what I mean? So to include them more. No, I personally know that I can get what I need elsewhere from my people, and each and every one of us should know that. We need to build up our economy, because other communities still hold us down or still treat us badly. Do you understand? And that just brings me on to another subject, which I'm going to come to in a minute. But I really do feel that we should be building up our economies.
Yes, but the Indian man is not our economy.
Exactly.
Nothing personal against the Indian shops.
That's right.
But
so that's why I'd say no.
That day, we'll be billing them.
No, because the call out is only spend with your black people. Only spend with, they should have said melanated people. Yeah? Fully, you know, so it would exclude them as well. Yes, of course it will. They treat us badly too, you know.
Who?
The Asians sometimes.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
Sometimes. Not all of
that
them.
reminds me of
Not all of them.
just before, I don't know if you all realised that just before we had the George Floyd killing, there was WhatsApps going round. I don't know if you remember, just before, immediately before, saying boycott China products. China should be taken to, is it the European Court or that something like Human Rights Court? And everybody that sent that to me, I sent them back a message. Are you for real? China? What happened to America and England? You know what I mean? Why do people love to go after the small chicken?
China is not no small chicken, you know. China, literally, I think say that too.
Or the new chicken.
No, man, the chicken in a box. China, yeah, is just as bad as the rest of them.
Exactly.
Even if anything worse. Because they're doing in Africa now.
No. I'm talking about in terms of the length of years this has been happening. That's what I'm personally talking
either way.
Sense, yeah.
And no matter how long it's been, it's like the Chinese people are just doing ketchup right now.
That's right.
It's like they're moving so fast in this racist thing, and they're making it blatant. They're not hiding it like certain other races. They kind of hush and do it gentle. The China man.
Who does it gentle?
Listen, if I read, I'm going to read you some of there's a website, a Chinese website. I'm going to get my phone because since we're talking about buying different color things from different color people.
No, we're not talking about you might be talking, don't confuse the people them now. You might be talking about that, but not me.
Then I'm going to get the thing and I'm going to read it to you, but it's in Chinese, yeah? So if you don't understand it in Chinese, then I have to read it in English. You know what I mean?
I will not understand it in Chinese. I know that because I cannot speak Chinese.
Hold on, I get it for
and
you.
I can't understand Chinese. But you know, this is a very interesting and important topic that we're discussing here today. Yeah, it is so much to do, and we need to teach it to our children. Encourage our children to know what they're supposed to be doing. Every other community, their children know what they're supposed to be doing. Yet our children don't have a clue what they're supposed to be doing. Some of them, yeah. And we need to really bring them up so that we can and include them in the discussion so that they can see what's going on for themselves. And a lot of things they might not be able to understand what's going on for themselves. All right. Yeah? Go on then.
Right. Now, there's a website called, you see, I had to come into this because you're talking about the man them still.
Yes.
That's why I got into this thing, but we're going another way for now, but I will work with the thing.
No, it's all intertwined.
All right, cool. Not a problem.
It's intertwined.
All right. Intertwine. Make we intertwine then, yeah, but not too much twine. Right. Now, this I got. The website is called Weibo. Weibo. Yeah. All right. So that's like the Chinese version of WhatsApp. Yeah?
Okay. Yeah.
Now, if you can read Chinese, yeah, you hear it. I'm gonna show it to you in Chinese if you can read it. Yeah, there it is.
Me?
In Chinese. Right. I will translate it to you. Yeah.
Yeah, you do that.
Right. It goes. This is their opinion of black people, right? And this is why it's come to this. So certain other people all over the world might realize why we're doing this, But if you was in our position and some people continuously poking, they poke your great-great-grandfather, your grandfather, your grandmother, your mother and your father. 4 generations have been poked. As they say, 4 generations has had somebody's foot on their neck.
Yeah.
Hypothetically. So before I go into the Chinese thing, there's a couple people saying some things about this Floyd brother because he was a criminal. Yeah, there's a criminal thing going on around because he was a bad man. The man used to go out there and sell drugs and do some armed robberies and stick up people. Yeah. And they're saying that people shouldn't hold him up on this pedestal. This one particular black woman is doing this actually. One black woman that I've found so far that's going around telling everybody that this guy, he had drugs on him on the scene and rare. And
well, you can't take everybody's word for it because she might be paid to say all this.
No, but but this is what it is. They've just arrested the police boy them.
Oh, you know they're out on the street now. You know that, innit? They're out on bail. They
could get bail, innit? Stay court, innit? So this woman now has come out of the blue and given everybody this guy Floyd's prison record. she's a mayor or something, some black mayor in America. I don't know if you're familiar with her.
No.
Right, she's come on the thing and given everybody this guy's prisoner record. It's got nothing to do with her.
But everybody's made it quite clear from day one that he's got a record.
Yeah, but why is she, as a black woman, going on the social
They
media
always get someone to...
and give out the whole of his record, how much time he's been in prison, this, that, blah, blah, blah. Now, automatically, that's affected the case already. For not affected it it can't really affect it that much, but it's still an effect. Yeah, how we're holding this guy on a pedestal when this guy's a robber.
We're not holding him on a pedestal. We're just saying he shouldn't have died. He shouldn't have died, and he shouldn't have died like that.
Right.
It's not about holding. We need to deal with the case
I've
as
got to
it
get
was.
the thing. I'm going to get that video for you as well.
No,
yeah.
it's not just about what he done. It's you've
Yeah,
got
but
people who's done worse.
Yeah, but she's making it come over that this guy is a criminal, and we're holding him up as a martyr when he is a robber.
We're not holding him.
No, but that's
we're
what
just using. We're just using this opportunity because we've had enough.
No, we are. But what I'm saying, this black woman, I will call her a coconut.
Somebody needs to go into her records.
No, because she's a mayor.
So
her hands are clean.
No. Not all of them are clean.
Well, anyway, we're going to go into the thing. But that's something that I will share with you, that regardless if the guy's a robber, if he's a bad man, whatever the guy may be, there's no reason for a brother for dead like that.
That's right.
And that's what it's all about.
That's right.
It's not about his criminal record.
That's right.
It's not about he had drugs on him. It's
correct.
not about he gave a guy a fake £20 note. It's not about none of that. It's about you put this guy on the floor. Well, you know what it's about. I don't have to explain the thing.
As Trump said, we all saw what we saw, and we know that what we saw was what we saw.
Yeah, right.
Madman.
Well, he knows what he saw, and he saw it. And what did he do? Run straight to church with a Bible. You understand what I'm saying?
Who said it was a Bible?
When he held it up.
Who said it was a Bible? Because he turned it around and upside down as well. It had nothing on the front, nothing on the back, only on the side, which nobody saw. Oh.
Right, but he said it was a Bible. Yeah. He said it. He spoke it. He said, this is his Bible. This is a Bible. But was it a holy Bible? Was it a satanic
Bible? Exactly.
We don't know. It's just a Bible. Right. Anyway, we're not going to go too much into that. We did. I did. Now back to the thing in the Chinese. The website's called Weibo, Weibo, and it's a Wing Chun version of WhatsApp. And this is the opinion of black people. This is why I say at some point it's going to have to reach the Chinese. I'm not a black activist, but the people that are turning us. Actually, they're actually waking us up, so I thank them still, you understand? Of what's going with our people in Africa. And the way they treated Africa when we let them in, and they're disrespecting African people to the maximum. So this is why. On it goes, black are the lowest form of human beings, lazy, and they have high crime rates. They also are barbarians. Look at France. Look what they've done in France. And we know how France has long been eroded. Yeah. And it says something about the world, please take them out. Basically, they said basically take them out. There's a lot of racist comment about black people on the site called Weibo. All you got to do, is highlight the writing and translate it. Although you can't read it, it looks like squares and dots and little Chinese houses and buildings, but just copy it, paste it, translate it. That's all you know, Wagwan.
What's the date of that thing?
The date? It doesn't matter what the date is.
I'm just wondering if it's current. That's all I'm saying.
It doesn't say because it's in Chinese, isn't it? Yeah, but either way, it's a website that you can go to for yourself, yeah?
Weibo, Weibo.
Yeah, right. Basically, a lot of people are joining this group, yeah, because they hate black people. Yeah? And that's what a lot of them don't know what black people are like. So what they're doing, they're going by what they've been told and by what the media has portrayed black people. And who controls the media?
Exactly.
Yeah? And this is why people have to look at it like, why are we doing this? A lot of people ask me why we're doing this. I'm saying it's not just because of this killing.
No.
It's just everything.
That's right. Everything put together over the years.
Everything. The whole system is against the black man.
That's right.
Right, and the whole world knows it, but they're not saying nothing because they benefit from it.
That's right. It's called white privilege.
No, it's not just white privilege. It's just they benefit from it. Full stop. We're the only ones that's not benefiting from it. Yes, you got your rich black people and you got your
The
millionaire
far
black
and
people.
few between.
They're saying, "Oh no, I worked hard. I got educated. I got my scholarship, and I got what I want." Yes, good for you. That's what you want to do. Rah,
But
hurrah.
it doesn't mean to say that people need to be treated so badly. So badly.
That's it.
And that's it. You know, sometimes I sit down and I'm thinking to myself, they don't even need to do anything for us. They don't even need to give us anything. Just leave us alone. We'll just leave us, and we'll be able to rise. Just leave us. We can make our own resource. Just leave us. Just leave us
Yeah, but
to do what we can. To do what we know is what we're supposed to be doing.
look, I'll give you an example of them leaving us. Yeah, that's why
I'm not saying leave us out. I'm just saying leave us.
leave us to do our own thing.
Yes.
All right, well, I'm going to give you an example of how leaving us to do our own thing. Remember, you have to be careful what you ask for. And when we're going out there making decisions like this and cancelling a day and this day we don't buy nothing and so forth, right? Obviously, you have to be careful what you ask for. So when we're going into this thing, you best look ahead of where it's going to end. Don't follow the crowd and say, yeah, make it all bulky outside, and everybody boycotts and everybody doesn't buy nothing. Now what? What's going to happen after that? You're going to feel good because you don't buy nothing for one day. But
That's
the
why I
next
said
day
it
you're
needs
going
to
to
be
go and make
sustained.
up for it. So they're going to make the money back anyway.
Exactly. That's why it needs to be.
It's to me.
The important word there is sustained.
It's stupid.
Sustained. It's stupid. The important word is stupid.
No, this. Don't buy nothing on this one
Day, yeah.
I think it's all for foolishness.
It needs to be sustained.
Thank you. It's all for foolishness because obviously.
Like I said, I want to big up Jackie for reminding me to use that word, sustained.
Sustained, yes. But as I said, one day ain't gonna do nothing if you're really gonna do something, yeah. And at the end of the day, people gonna go shop the next day and buy what they didn't buy on that day.
Or do what they do at Christmas? They buy everything out the day before.
Yeah, but they're still gonna. Yeah, but either way, in general, the person's still gonna get the same money.
Exactly. Just get it the day before.
You just get it the day before or the day after. So does that make sense?
No.
Right. So why are you doing it?
That is why it needs to be sustained.
Right. So it has to be a continuation, and one day is not enough.
That's right.
You know why they say one day? Because the girl them have to get their weave. Yeah, they have to get their nails done. And they have to go and spend money. They're addicted to spending money sometimes. Women always have to go shopping.
But you know what? No, they can do, you know what? Just retrain them and go to someone who looks like you. Simple.
Yeah, but it's not. It's to me, as of my opinion, it's long. If you're gonna do it for one day, all right.
No,
nice effort.
No,
but it's long.
It needs to be sustained.
It's long,
without a doubt.
It's a long. If I was a white man, and you're telling me you're not gonna buy nothing for one day, I'll sit down and I say, all right, then I can take a day off. I don't have to stress myself, and I know I'm gonna get the money back the next day. Oh, good, big deal. What's that gonna prove? You don't buy nothing for one day. What's that? Listen, when white people do things, number one, they block traffic. They stop the system. They stop things from moving. Yeah, they don't stop the shops from making money. They stop the system from moving. It's just like a clock. All they do, they stop the clock. Whether the clock's in Trafalgar Square, whether it's in New York, they stop the clock. They don't. Boy, you understand what I'm saying? So, you know, you go and kill a fox. White people will climb up the tree and chain themselves to a tree for a four-legged animal. Yeah? A black man ain't climbing up there because, number one, it's a mean not going to climb up the tree too high for some of them. And so no one ain't going to chain themselves to no tree.
It's
or no
funny
gate.
you should say it like that. Like I said to you at the beginning of the show,
Yeah.
I went on the march on the protest on Sunday. And as we were walking, we walked past this black man putting out his rubbish, and we said, "Are you coming down? Are you going on the march down?" He goes, "Where is it?" Central London. We said the U.S. Embassy. You know what he turned around and said? You got to be joking. I'm not going to no march in this sun. I thought to myself,
Well, black man
yeah,
in the sun.
yeah. And I said, we had to.
Why? Did you ask him? Did you ask him why?
I said to him, bring your umbrella. I thought to myself, how can you not march? That's why you got to be careful with some black people, you know.
No,
They don't see how they're going to win the revolution. Some people just want to sit down at home and let the revolution go past, and they benefit from the revolution, but they don't want to do no work in order to bring the revolution forward.
All right, no. I would have asked the man why, and he said he ain't going out there in this sun. Now, he might have a reason for saying that, and for him to say that, I would say he might say that.
Have you got a sickness?
No, he might be saying that because he might believe that the sun ain't real. He might believe that it's not a real sun up there. He might be real. He might believe that you may believe it's the sun.
Can you see how I'm drawing in my face like this? Can you see?
All right. Listen, when you got to do your rules, you'll find out. But I can understand from his point of view.
If that
maybe
is
he knows something about what's going on with the sun, why he don't want to be out there. Maybe there is certain rays or something that he might know or might think he knows, why he might think to himself it's not safe for him to be out in that particular sun. There may be a reason. There may be.
I stand corrected then.
Well, unless he's afraid of the sun.
I thought to myself, nah.
You might what? So what? Nah, as I said, you can look at it both ways. There might be something that he might have some knowledge of what's going on with the sun, why he don't want to be out there. You understand? And you know, I say it, God, but as I said, he might not want to go out there because he don't want to get burned up by the sun. He could be right still, but there's two sides. Anyway.
To every story.
Yes.
Two sides to every story.
So we was at the point of boycotting
the shops.
Mr.
Buying black. Basically, you just buy with
black.
your own on that day.
One day.
It's funny, you know, because, again, we can't seem to get things totally right. Last week, I saw the first piece of information. It said the 7th of June. Not last week, the week before. The 7th of June.
It was the 7th of June. I heard the 7th of June.
I now see another one saying the 5th of June.
And now I'm hearing
The young lady that just spoke.
Yeah.
5th of June.
Yeah, but then now they got the 7th of July.
Not June, yeah, July. That's right, 7th of July. I didn't hear June, I heard July. So I'm wondering, and somebody rightly said in one of my WhatsApp groups today, is it the 5th or is it the 7th? So the response will say, do it on both days.
No, you
but
can't.
Really, we should do it on both, the whole month.
Listen, that ain't happening. There's no way you're going to tell black people don't buy nothing for a whole month.
We're not saying don't buy nothing for a whole month.
What are you saying?
We're saying don't buy anything unless they're from black people for a whole month.
All right.
Which makes it a lot easier.
Yeah, but you're going to have
But
to
then we
stack
have
up.
to ensure that those black shops are also buying from black shops.
All right, I tell you what you would do to all those people. I hope people do listen to this show. I tell you do. If you're going to do something like that, you do it at 1 week at a time. Right? So you do it for the first week. And that's your warning. See if there's a reaction. See if there's a positive thing out of it. Nothing positive, next time you do it for 2 weeks. Yeah? And if nothing don't happen, then you do it for 3 weeks. And they're going to sit down and say, next time it's going to be 4 weeks. They cannot afford that. Yeah? They cannot afford that. So there's steps of doing this thing without actually looking like an idiot. And I'm not saying that we're looking like an idiot doing it, but one day not buying nothing ain't going to do nothing. And I'm a shopkeeper. I said I just closed my shop for the day.
Take a holiday.
Yeah, just take a holiday. Everything's been locked down for so long.
Exactly.
And then you want to lock down in the middle of a lockdown. That makes sense.
Of course it does for some.
For some. But if it was a week, it would make sense.
That's right.
That's my point. This the one day thing don't make no sense. Yeah? It don't make no sense. It's just like all the shopkeepers in all over the world was open. And one day it was raining all day. No one ain't going to go out in the shops when it's raining all day.
That's right. That's right.
It's the same thing. Mind over matter. They're going to say, I'm just going to pretend it was raining all day. You understand what I'm saying? I'm just going to pretend it was snowing.
That is exactly why we need the word sustained.
Right. So, we don't know, look, a 1 day, 7 day Adventist going out there doing what you want to do on the 7th day. Wow. Big deal. And I know they're not going to like what I'm saying, but I'm not really business, you know, because it don't make no sense. You know what I mean? To go and do something for 1 day, it might cause a little impact, but then after that, what you going to do?
Go back business as usual.
Business as usual. So you don't have a plan. You don't have a structure. You don't have a vision of how you're going to make this work. You're just going to go, look, we do this on that day. All right, everyone's, yeah, look, we do this. Like, all right, now what? The people that you're doing it against already have a plan. So when you now tell them you're going to do something on that day, they're going to say, oh, that's good. All right. That means, I'm just cool for that day. Minor.
That's right.
Now, do something to them like what they do to their own. And you see what they do. They go to the gates. They chain themselves to the building. They sit down in the road. They block traffic. Yeah. Although they may have a little harassment and a little bit of confrontation with the police, they do not burn down buildings. I'm talking about white people when they're rioting, especially over here when they're protesting. Protesters. I'm not saying rioting, you know. Protesting and peaceful march, what I've seen, enough of them. I say about 70% or 80% of them that I've seen in the UK. All right, they might be violent in some of them, but they don't burn down buildings. Are you hearing my point? Think about it. When they protest, when they march.
What I would suggest to everybody, because there's a march tomorrow. There's another march tomorrow. I'm not quite sure exactly where, but there is a march tomorrow on the same thing.
Yeah.
What I'm going to suggest to everybody, if you go down there and you see people looting, do not join in. Because what we are learning and what footage is showing us, that we have plainclothes police who are starting the looting with the hope that other people join in. Now, they're not going to get a criminal record, but you will.
All right, I'll tell you what you do.
So be careful. Oh, you're not going down there to loot. You're not going down there to... Because last week was quite good. I'm not quite sure how many arrests there were, or if anything. I don't think there were any. And if there were, there wasn't a significant a number. But we're talking about a peaceful process to help those in memory of our African brothers and sisters, and also in relation to the amount of racism that's going on in this country and around the world. We're not going to damage property. We're not going to hurt people. Yeah? And try and be focused on the task in hand. And I think that's a very, very important bit. Be focused on what you're going down there for. All right? Because it's when it starts to get... I mean, look at America now. They're talking about bringing in National Guards, bringing in... They're going to... This is an easy ticket to bring in martial law. A very easy ticket to bring in,
you can see
which was coming anyway, but it's going to be speeded up. That's right.
They needed a way to do it. But if you look at some of the videos in America, you actually see piles of bricks sitting down in the road,
waiting
before the riots, and these bricks are brand new on a pallet. They're
That's
like
right.
on a pallet.
That's right.
So some builders all of a sudden put a pallet of bricks outside of a shop that doesn't need repairing, right? And you guys fall for it. What
That's
you do
right.
when you see these things, what you do, you take up the bricks them and you put them in a corner, or you put them in an alley. Take them out of the way.
Don't touch them, I would say. Shall I tell you why? Because you just pick up the brick, you get accused of going to throw the brick.
No. For example, now supposing like this, you're there early, or you're going there peaceful, and you're sitting there. If you see a pile of bricks and you've got about 10 people around you, take the bricks out of the way. Put them in a skip or something near you. Just get them out of the way. Yeah. If you see, I'm just gonna be straight. If you see where any white man mashing out any building, take a picture of him.
That's right. Did you see the one where the young boy was saying to the man, "Who are you? Who are you? Are you the police? Are you the police?" Did you see that one?
No.
This man by himself, I think he was mashing up Target. He's back going from shop to shop. He's dressed all in black, black gloves, black balaclava, and an umbrella. And so the boy, I think he had pizza with him or whatever. He was saying, "Who are you? Who are you?" Then other people started saying, "Well, who are you? Who are you?" And they conclude that he must be filled up with the police. You know, because nobody else, he wasn't. He was just like, and then he walked towards the police.
Right. So
which made it worse.
Right. So when we can see these things happening, then then you're gonna get set up. But another thing I'm gonna say to you, why I'm saying you must take pictures and this and that. I say you must inform, but you have to look at the situation.
Evidence.
There's evidence. You understand what I'm saying? And you lot need to realize where you are. You are in the belly of the beast, right? There is no way you know, and I know, the man them know, because we're going to talk about the man them. You man them know that where you are, anywhere in London, they got the most surveillance, the biggest surveillance in the whole world.
That's why I wouldn't touch the bricks.
If you really feel that you're going to go in a riot and block a shop and take out a TV or take some trade, especially in the city, and they don't see you on camera, you're going to say, oh, man's got the balaclava up and thing. You're not that smart, bro, because at the same time, you walked into the building. You walked into that area from a distance. You've been marching all day. They can always backtrack and say, oh, you was wearing this an hour ago. You was wearing this trainers.
And we saw you put this on.
Right. And they can see listen to me. They can see a LED light bulb, from over half, say quarter of a mile away. Otherwise, they can see your fingernail on your hand, from over half a mile away. That's the technology they have. They can see the fingernail on your hand and all the little marks on your fingers from, say, definitely a quarter of a mile away, or even, a far distance. When I say a far distance, I mean like from where you live, from the bottom of the road way to the top of your road, which is about a 5-minute walk. They can see your fingernail from that far away. So when you go there,
don't think they can't find you. Don't think they don't see you.
They can. Remember, you're driving on the road. You and your brethren them in the car burning a spliff. Next thing you know, you get pulled up because they can see you on the CCTV. They can see the people in the back of your car. They can see you with Rizzler in your hand with the technology they got. And you are going to go out there and loot and say you're not going to get catch. No matter how much you mask up, you think they ain't got your DNA. Listen, when you go in there and loot, you don't have no gloves on or whatever you got to do. You realize DNA. Take some swabs, this DNA is tested. You're gone. They're going to crepe you up, all of you. Not straight away, but they're going to crepe you up because you don't ramp in the city of London. Trafalgar Square, the heart of the city. I'm not trying to say, oh, must be scared. I'm just saying, why are we out there in the first place? It's not to loot. It's not to go prison.
That is why I said, be focused on the task in hand.
Well, they're going to focus when they start looting and mashing up places. All right, you're going to burn down a couple of things, couple cars get burned down. All right, I saw it go. That part there, I saw it go. But to actually loot the shop them, that's not protesting. That's rioting. There's two different things. That's why I say I'm looking at certain Europeans, and I said when they go out there and they protest, they protest. When if they're gonna go out there and the protests get violent, they get violent. But they don't burn down the shops and the buildings. So then you have to ask yourself.
Because you know what some people don't realise, you can get a heavier sentence for a property than for a life.
Well, it depends who owned the property. And let's talk about property. This is another reason why I'm saying Babylon need to stop doing what they're doing. And start being fair when it comes to justice. There's a white woman in America. If the whole of America was told to shut down, everybody shut their shops. She decides she wants to keep her hairdressing salon open. White woman, So she kept it open, and she kept on doing her customers. They came there and they told her to shut it down. She said no, she's not shutting down her shop because she has to feed her children. Like she's the only one in America that's got a business and need to feed her children. So they arrested her. They took her to court. Now listen to the setup. They took her to court for opening the shop and serving when the government said no shops.
Yeah.
So she's the only shop that's open. They take her to court. Now this is the setup. They made sure they're going to send her to, say, Crown Court. Now they're going to send her to court. They put her in the courtroom with a black judge. Automatically, that's a setup. A black judge against a white woman at a time like this. Why didn't they use their own color? Right? So you have to look. People need to open your eyes.
What did he let her off?
Now he said to her, "All right, we understand the situation, but I'll tell you what you do. All you do is apologize, yeah, and then we'll just give you a fine." She said she's not apologizing. To the black judge, the judge goes, "Listen, madam, there's hundreds of people can't do their business. All I'm saying to you, acknowledge what you've done is wrong, and apologize." She's recording everything. The woman's got a mobile phone recording everything in the courthouse. You're not allowed to have a mobile phone in a courthouse recording directly.
Yes, you are. White privilege.
Right. So the guy sent her to prison for 6 days. Right? Because she's
So
not
who's going to
obeying.
feed their children now?
Right. Now, what happened is this. They sent her to prison for 6 days. They started to protest to let her out. The lawyers started to protest, saying that the judge has not been fair. They let the woman out in 3 days. And everybody was cheering and cheering her on.
I missed that case.
Right? It's on, you go YouTube it, yeah? Woman with the hair salon, yeah? Now they let her out. All their people are cheering and clapping. Hey, freedom! Set her free! Set her free! She broke the law. She's the only one that can break the law, go to court, go to jail, and get let out in a week. Now,
I'm just dumbfounded.
no, well, you can go on that's all Babylon. If you can't see Wagwan, the world can see Wagwan. It's not just us can see, the world can see. It's like a movie, and you're watching a movie, and you're looking
This
at
is a movie, yeah.
the black people, the white people,
We're all
the
now
Indian
the-
people,
we're all now the
Chinese people.
characters.
So when you look at the movie, who's the star of the movie? You got America and China, and the UK. They're the star of the movie. Now when you're looking at the black people in the movie, you're still on the plantation in this movie. Yeah. Although
right.
they say to you, you are free. You're free, but you're still on a plantation. You don't need to be on the
Mentally.
plantation anymore. Go and build your own. But at the same time, we always try to build our own. And when we do build our own,
That's when
Babylon
they
starts
interfere.
either putting up the taxes, putting up the rent, doing everything they can to put pressure on a black man, right? Because of lack of unity. That's our weak point. Lack of unity.
Talking about weak point, today's topic was, where are our strong men? And are we at the point of radical change?
Where are our strong men? Here we are. So we're there, We're there, but we just watch while go out.
Yeah! Tell me about, that's why I say verbal castration.
No, man.
What makes me laugh, as a woman who classes herself as a Pan-Africanist, is that, thank you very much for your listening ears, Ruben. Thank you. If you want to say anything, do let us know. You can send a text or WhatsApp, it's fine.
Or you can come live. Oh, yeah, you can come live. It's a number. Forget saying we've got another number. Right, this is a backup number still, But if you want to come live, I'm going to give you the number in a minute. So you can get your pen or you can type it in your phone.
You can tell them now.
Yeah, no, but they might not be ready. Sometimes they got, oh, where's my phone? Where's my phone? They're not like the old days. Where's the pen? Where's the pen? You see? That's all Babylon.
No, they know where their phone is. Their phone is in their hand.
Right, but you see, this is all Babylon Avenue. That you have, where's the pen? When you're listening to the radio, you should always have a pen and paper next to you in case there's something you need to write down that you might need to research. But no.
Yeah, because don't take Lady Leo's word for everything.
Yeah, don't. Remember, I second that. Don't. Trust me, I agree. Don't take our word for advice. Don't do that. I agree with you. That's a good thing you said.
You know what I mean?
That means I can trust you then. Ish.
Come, give me the number.
Right, the number is 07377 227 505. I'm gonna give you again. Right, for those who got pen and paper. 07377 227 505. Right. This is a backup number, you know. The other number, they're in a quarantine right now for 14 days.
Okay, I didn't even notice it wasn't there. Anyway,
where was we?
The point that I was going to make is that
the
the man them.
Let's,
And this also does relate to some of the women, but the man them.
the real strong man them.
Over the years that I've been on this road, I've been hearing people talking about, oh, I'm not listening to Babylon. Babylon tell too much lie. You can't trust Babylon. I'm not part of the Babylon system. Even though they don't say system, they say something else. You know, and, you know, all those kind of things.
Yeah.
Yeah? COVID comes along. Babylon says, stay home. And you don't see none of these people at all.
And they don't what?
Where are they? You don't see them.
Who?
These same people.
Let's say
Where
Babylon,
are
Babylon.
you? Where are you? What happened to Bundown? What happened to Bundown Babylon? You know, I just don't understand it.
What do
They're
you
now
mean?
turning to sheep.
No.
You know?
That,
Yeah.
what you said, though, back it up again. Babylon.
Yeah.
And Babylon said to stay at home.
And all of a sudden, they're following Babylon.
What do you no? Babylon said to stay at home. So all those who are saying Babylon, what
You know,
are you expecting them to do?
You have to understand that you either do trust the government or you don't. You can't just all of a sudden trust the government all of a sudden now.
Babylon is not just the government. Babylon is just the whole system.
Exactly.
The whole corrupted system. So when I once said Babylon, don't look. We're not pointing like just to the police. Babylon is a system, and all those who take part in that system and who feed that system, keep that system running. That's Babylon. You know, I went to.
You know what we're looking now on YouTube? We're looking at the police
dancing.
and the protesters dancing in the street. Was that the candy they were doing?
Yeah. Yeah, but that's still.
You know what? A lot of police don't believe what's going on. You know, and are not for what's going on.
What do you mean they can't believe? What do you mean they see it? Isn't it?
No, I'm talking about they're not listening. Like in America, not all the police are listening to what the government's saying. Some of them are with the people.
Yeah, some of them. Yeah, but when you out there, look, I tell you how I see it. Yeah, I feel like cuss my people, you know, but it's not just my people alone. I'm gonna cuss the wall out, you know, out there who are going to say you're going to march. Look, I tell you something. You see the police. In this situation, you got 50% of the police right now by the bars. You got them in your hand, yeah? 50% of them. Because of what's happened, you might have all 70% of them in your hands as a people. You got 70% of the police by the bars. Do you know how that feels? And then you go out... No, I don't know how it feels. Yeah, because I know how it feels.
You're the joker, you know. no, and I don't want you to explain to me how it feels. You keep yourself to yourself.
I'm a straight man, Bertram. I'm straight. I'm not in
that. You know how it feels.
Well, you have them where you want them, yeah? And then you turn around and burn down the place, and then you lose 40% of them.
That's
right there.
That's right.
Hear what I'm saying? I'm going to tell it to you again for you who have stick broken in your ears, yeah? You have 70% of the police, the army, in the palm of your hands right now. 70% of them. And then when you go out there and then you burn down the place and start looting, you lose 40% of them.
And not only looting, but fling things after them too.
Yeah, but it comes with the job. The job. Remember, the job comes with riot gear.
That's right.
You know, it's a uniform. You don't just get the uniform; you get the riot gear as well. So if you're gonna go out there, they're supposed to know. But I'm just trying to people get some wisdom, have some sense. Common sense is not common. We don't know what I'm talking about. Why do I have to come
And I
up
saw
here and
another
talk to you?
case that happened throughout the riots of the poor, not the poor, I shouldn't call him poor, the college student, the girl and boy. Did you see that one?
In the car?
Yeah, in the car.
Yep.
That was really horrendous.
But
you
who
know?
was doing it?
There
Black
was a-
policeman.
Oh, Lord of mercy.
Black. All right, now look at this now.
I didn't know that.
2 black people got tasered in a car,
Yes.
right? I watched the thing about...
And he got the man got tasered about 6 or 7 times.
Right. Now, if he had asthma, he would have died.
Yes.
Yeah. Definitely.
And
Yeah.
he had a taser in it left in him from 9:30 to 2 o'clock in the morning.
Right.
9,
Now-
10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 5 hours.
Now, this is what happened. Was 4 black policemen involved.
I thought it was 6. Go on.
There was about 4 of them. Yeah, there may be more, but I'm just identifying 4 of them. 4 black policemen did this to their that could be their daughter sitting in the car. You open the door, you see 2 people the age of your own children, right? Look at the size of you to them. You could have dragged the little girl out the car easily. You could have dragged the man out the
They
car
broke his arm.
easily. Yeah. So what they did. Now the argument is this: they got fired
Yeah.
the the next day.
Excessive force.
Right, they got fired the next day. So how come when other policemen do it, they don't get fired the next day?